Hello, hello, good morning. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is Tuesday, August 6th. It is 9:18 a.m. We have an interesting day yesterday. Continuation on the sell-off from the overnight, but something has formed in the day. The whole day looked like short covering day. We have. Let me move this profile over here. This profile here. Just also let me take a screenshot of this. Oh, actually, I do have it here. Same thing in the overnight. We had a market opening and then it just shooting its way up and sideways trading. Overnight opening, shooting its way up, sideways trading. This more likely short covering, but the nuance, we have a non-excess high and a gap. A significant gap here. The gap was almost 150 points, something like that. Yeah, about 160, 150, and a little bit more than half of that was, a little bit more than half was closed yesterday. The gap still remains. Those gaps that are that big are rarely closed the same day. Now, there's a lot of talk about the car trade here, that somebody basically saying that somebody has screwed up here. Somebody has been forced to sell because of this bad trade in bonds, and kind of like was a catalytic in the market needed to break in the way it did over the weekend. It was just unbelievable. We have 30, VIX is 30 here. My most important levels to watch here, the 200 SMA is 51.28. Let me check that on the lower side. Yeah, 51.28. I have that one here, and this they adjusted, the non-adjusted, there's 50-50. I believe this could be the potential destination of this movement. Also, if you check the trend line, the weekly trend line is kind of like around, maybe next week could get around the 50-50, something like that. The market is trending lower, obviously. The only one that wasn't was the monthly. There's no trend here yet, but there's a significant rebalance that has happened here. I will monitor what I'm doing here today, not today, but what I'm doing now is I am monitoring this range here. What the market does relative to this range, right? It has penetrated the range. The potential destination is the opposite side of this range, which is the 5,000. So now we have a couple things. We have the 200 down here around the 50. My bad, around 51.20. The other one, I would say 50-50. Over here, we have 51.50 maybe here, this trend line. Like every single one has failed. Now the same scenario we have here is forming also. This is kind of like a interesting to say the least, right? The same pattern is happening in a weekly time frame as well. Even though we have this significant break, market is still up. for the year. The S&P is higher, 10%, which is within the expectation for this. Not expectation, within the media that the S&P has year over year. Around 10%, 10, somewhere within 8, 15%, right? And 10 is right there at 7, so it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And these kind of movements actually, are healthy for the market. Now, going into today's session, we have the overnight yesterday. Yesterday's session, kind of like a center of this profile. The bulk of this 1 million, about this is huge, almost a million we have here in the overnight. The bulk of that volume is here, right where value is today. When the market was up here, we had something like 160, maybe 200, right? And most of the volume came when the market was around this area. Now we have value. Yesterday, we do have value. The market is supposed to open inside yesterday's range, not just inside. It's opening inside value as well. Kind of close to saddle. Right? Notice where saddle is. And where last is. Last is the last trade. We don't have big blocks. I am carrying on this level here, the 53.60, as a potential support or resistance in this case for the market. Right? I will update these 100s. Let me check what 53.48. No, it's fine. 53.48, and the other one 53.88. Let's check that. 53.80. Yeah, 53. That's fine. That's just fine. It's perfect. Okay. Now inventory is super short, right? Yesterday inventory was super short. Volatility went as high as 65, and right now we have around 30% volatility, which can give us ranges of around 150 to 200 points. Yesterday's range is how big that range was. 80, 130, 150 points yesterday. Yeah. Now, let me do this one at a time, right? The monthly, this is the range I'm checking. Yeah, penetration rate, not potential destination, is the opposite side. Let's see, it's being accepted. Now the weekly, this is the trend line that I'm talking. It is just so visible, man. That's why if the market stops here, there are very low odds that this is going to hold, right? Remember also we have the 200 and 200 moving average around this area as well. Notice, check this advance the market has had since the opening of the year. Super mechanical, very mechanical here. If not the whole thing, but at least this one is extremely mechanical. Now the daily, right? You have something that I was considering also is that this could be, this could be a range now. From this high to this high, this could provide us the range for the rest of the year. I'm not saying that's going to be, but I am considering that as an option, as a possibility. Now, also, now you can see the amount of gaps. These gaps here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gaps the market had. You know, and the market hasn't closed it. How many gaps has closed? Only 2. You know, the laggard part of the market has been closed. You know, the other ones still remain. The market doesn't have to close all the gaps, no, but this is sign. Okay, this is just sign of how emotional the trade has been, and potential buying, the potential could come around this area, you know, around the 3,800. It's really, 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 you know, it's huge distance, more than 1,000 points, right? But you will hear some technicians talking about those levels now. Right? It's unbelievable, you know, it's incredible how things can change so fast here. All right, markets are about to open. Let's see what happens now. Less than 10 seconds to the opening. I don't have any position, I don't have any bias. If any, here we have a notice where this 8 is, 9 is, 7 and 10. Okay, if any, I do have some I have a bias, and this bias is that I don't have a bias. Right? Overnight inventory is super long. There's a rebalancing that happens here. The buying from this overnight was coming, guess what? From POC. Right? Coming from POC. Right now we are inside value area. Setter is down here, last is up here. Opening inside previous day range is an advertisement for chop and rotation. Just, you know, give the market some time. I am planning on that, to give the market time to settle. You know, first things first. What is the first thing here right now? The overnight inventory. Now, what is the direction of the market? What's the trend? What's the current movement the market is having? The market is going to the downside, right? We have weekly, daily, and monthly that are all in sync going lower. And where is the overnight? If you see the profile, the overnight is higher than yesterday's range. You know, that's going against. It is going against the trend, right? Against daily, against weekly, against monthly. But the thing is, the market is super short, right? So it doesn't guarantee that it's going to have upside extension, but I won't play against that either. But this is the odds that market is going to revisit this whole profile. The odds that the market is going to take this high are lower than the market taking this low. And also pay attention to this low. Where this overnight low is, right hard back, right? Yesterday, the run-off period, as soon as the market closed, was bought from yesterday's hard back. Okay, that's from yesterday. Now, a little bit, I'm going to zoom out a little bit just to highlight some. This is something that I'm carrying. Okay, we have a gap that was almost closed yesterday. No, almost closed, like 67% closed. This is huge amount of blocks here. This would aiming to the upside here, and huge amount of buy or selling here from this day. This is the nuance of this. There's a lot of selling that came from around, you know, from this area. You know, this selling here that happened from half back. That's not, I mean, that's not a good sign for for that inventory, this inventory. All right, but and that's part of the context of the movement. Now there is some things that are macro here that may be happening, but what I do, I am daytime trader. I short time frame trader. I don't carry trades overnight. All that I do for oh my God. Hey, Luna. Oh my God, I apologize. The dog gets crazy with sick cats. All right. I forgot what I was saying here. My God, I forgot what I was talking about. Hey, Luna. Come on here. Relax. Come on. Boy, I forgot what I was talking about. I expect lots of chop today, There are still traders that are buying the dips. Yesterday, I saw something that was happening. Hope you have noticed also. Traders were selling rallies yesterday. Now this is very questionable. This is questionable as well. Selling rally from this level. Let's see. This would be the first sign of change. I mean, not the first. It all depends. It all depends of your time frame. When I talk about something, if I have to be very specific, right, and highlight what time frame I am watching at. I am observing, because even if I am short time frame trader, if my observations are in short time frame period, very short time frames, if I go a little bit higher, or if you are a little bit higher or a little bit shorter, right, that observation may lose all its validity. Okay, pay attention to that. Right? That is why it's very important, that you do your own homework. Once you do your homework, once you have an opinion, and start to gain confidence, what will happen is you will be able to listen to other people and understand it. You may not be doing what other people is doing. Even you may not agree. Sometimes you will agree, sometimes you will not. But you will understand the point of view. Right? You understand why that person is saying this or is saying that. And I believe that's one of the most important things we as traders need to do, need to learn. Right? We need to have our own opinions. That's the only way to improve. We cannot improve something that we don't have. Now, there's something that I was listening also, the talking heads. Now, there was a bunch of people yesterday talking about big time, lifetime buying opportunities yesterday. Oh boy, all over the place, right? All over the place. The same people that was saying that the market will reach 6,000 this in a couple of weeks. Same people was saying, this is a lifetime buying opportunity. It's time to buy Nvidia. It's time to buy Intel. It's time to buy this or that. I am not investor, and all these people has their own interests as well. What they say, and I don't know what their interests are. Right? They may be saying one thing and doing another thing. I have no idea. Oh, I was talking about this when the dog started to bark. You know, one of the first things here, right? If this thing is not taken, the current high, right? This keeps adding to the action of selling here. Taking this high may set the market might set its eyes on this high here. But it seemed yesterday this was a nice trade here. You got really low risk here. The risk was extremely low to take this trade. I will show you why. It's good that this chart hasn't updated yet. And I was checking this. One of the things from yesterday is I was watching the overnight. It was super short, right? Super short. And it has three distributions. One here, from here, lower to the low. Another one here, and the other one here. I said at one moment in time, I said, if the market comes back inside here and cannot take this high, let me do this bigger. Uh-oh. And it cannot, if the market gets back inside this area, I cannot take this high, I'm not short. But then that market didn't even, the market even closed, couldn't even close these two distributions, right? So the risk here is very low. When you got this high here, then it starts coming lower. If the market closes this distribution, meaning it goes from here to here, that invalidates the trade. That means I'm wrong. This is a weak high, but that is just one piece of information here. Right? But can you see the risk here? How low the risk is, or was? Not much. Going from here to here, the distance the market has to travel is not that much. It's not like going short here, for example. You want short here. This was also an opportunity here, but the market could come all the way up to here, right? and still be valid, right? The short could be valid, but the distance the market has to take, this distance here. The distance here, I apologize for the dog again. The distance here, I got the door open. I got the stone door on, so she can see everything outside. So can you see the distance? This distance, A, is like, if this is A, this is like 1, 2, 3. 3 times. B is 3 times A. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of risk here. That's how I measure risk. Now, what do I have today? Right? This is something here. This is something. I'm not interested. This could have been an opportunity. Now I can see what kind of participants are dominating the market. Yesterday, it took me by surprise. The reason why I'm talking about this trade here Okay, it's because I saw, oh, that, and that also is another the context of the trade, right? Because the participant in the market, right, in the market, were really, the shortest time frame. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. Yeah, when I saw what was happening here, I couldn't believe that, you know, full of with that volatility, the way how the market was moving, it was like it was like the VIX was 12, right? Really, really, really calm, not that crazy. I was expecting some kind of swings, some kind of violent swings, like quick rallies, quick short covering movements or long liquidation movements that happen one after the other one, and we didn't have that yesterday. Well, we didn't have that, which makes me believe the market is being separated. In this participants, the participation is very clear, right? Like one group is doing one thing, and another group is doing another thing. Bigger time frames, selling, and smaller ones buy. Kind of, there are all types of participants are in the market at all times, but they are not kind of like, they are mixed all the time, right? But yesterday, this is something that I observed. This is my observation. What I saw yesterday, it was a clear distinction. When was somebody doing one thing and when was other people doing another thing. That's my take here. I am totally neutral today. I'm going to wait until something, if there is an opportunity. I'm waiting for an opportunity. I don't see any. I haven't seen any. No. Last selling, it tells me who is selling here. This high is adding weakness to this high. This is something that I'm going to carry. I want to see, yesterday it took long, it took a good amount of time to develop this thing, this selling here. If you did not took this low, you have also something really, really nice here. You got this 10% pullback low, right? Come on, man. This is the third time this happened. First, we have a 5%. Where's the 5%? I know I have it here. No, I don't. 8, 7, where are you? 5. It isn't my daily time frames. This is 5%. Right to the tick here. To the tick. The next thing, the overnight, the opening of the week was unbelievable, right? We have this gap to the downside, and selling, right? Selling happening in the overnight. Okay, let's check that again. Oh, in this thing. Here. Shadow was up here at the 100, opening with the gap, and the sell-off that happened here. This happened really fast, and right here, you had the 7%, 53.22. How much is this? 53.21. Right? This is the second time that happened, and now, buying from this 10% pullback. In a bigger time frame, doesn't buy exactly from those levels, right? You got lots. We have lots of algorithmic trade now, and those programs, those computers are programs, right? Those programs are made or programmed by humans, right? Buy at 8%, buy at 7, buy at 9. That's what I am observing now. That's why my take from these buys. And this also tells me, it doesn't matter who's doing the trade. If you don't have context, even though you can execute really fast, you can execute in the thousandths of a second, you can make an execution like these algorithmic trades, these programs can do, right? It doesn't mean this is going to hold. We humans have an advantage. We can see context. The context of the programmer is one thing. The fact that you can program, they can build a program, it doesn't mean you can understand market. And this law also. To be honest, I don't think this is the law of the market. All right, but we have to have patience, lots of patience here. This piece of information was very important for the opening of the week. Once this high, I was very hesitant here as well when I saw the selling coming from the 100. But when you see something happening, you do your thing. Do your thing and ask questions later. There's a lot of talks now about the carry trade. Somebody is in a huge problem here. There's a lot of speculation now. That somebody has screwed big time. Well, we don't know yet. We still don't know what happened. Or who is in deep problems. But this can be a bank, a huge institution here. But again, this is all speculation. Now these values in bigs. Before going over there, what time is it? It's 9:50. Something really nice that happened yesterday as well was volume. Volume is increasing. Prices go lower, and volume keeps going higher. All right. It wasn't that much relative to the previous day. It was kind of like 10% here higher and ended about 1-2% higher. But that is 1% higher over a day that was 40% higher than the previous day. This one was 40% higher. And notice when we had these increases, 40, 35, 30, 35, something like that. It was like that. Now during the opening periods, during the first, second, third, even up to fourth periods, right? And then it just started to decrease, right? You start having idea also, when these guys or when these participants are doing their thing, right? I cannot see it here, right? I cannot see it here. It's time to update this. Let me update this so I can see better. All right. Now you have overnight. Let's call for data. This high, the high we were talking, the week high, has been, did you see that? Did you see where last was? It was adding weakness to this. It was weakening this high even more. All right. Now the next thing I want to see is the market can repair this high during the fails period. By doing so, if it does it, notice how the market has taken overnight hardback. Next thing is overnight POC. Getting out of yesterday's range during the first period is a sign, or would be, or will be a sign of strength. Well, at least a strength is short term. Check it out where volume is. Almost 2/3 have passed. Where's my indicator here? I don't have my indicator here. My proximity indicator. So I can have an idea how much time is left. Okay. That's selling. Can you see the selling? Where the selling is coming from? It came from last weakening this high. Now it came from hardback. Now it's selling from POC. And very low also this is going to stay. It doesn't mean, okay, this kind of observation doesn't mean that I am going to do something, that I am going to sell from this high right now, right here, right now, for example. Now you just keep taking notes. At the beginning, what I used to do, I used to write, I used to write these observations over and over, like every single day, day after day, and write this observation. Of course, I was short right away. Yeah. Oh, and I saw the market going lower, and ooh, I got it, right? Well, I'm a genius. Just for a couple seconds, less than a minute after, just to see the market going in the opposite way. But I say, but why, right? Why? This is my trade, for example. Right? If you trade, while this can be a fast trade for somebody, it's a sign of weakness for another. Which one is going to be the one that's going to prevail? Nobody knows that. All right? Nobody knows that. It took me a long time to understand. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So the next thing, the most important thing, the next important thing, because every single step is important, is find, an area where the risk is lower. As it was the case yesterday, the example that I was talking just moments ago, right? I don't have intentions now to do anything right now, as of 9:56. I don't have intentions to do anything. One thing that I am observing, for example, volume is going to be very low relative to yesterday. We have maybe like 3 more minutes to go. It's about the same as these 2 days here. Remember where this day ended, way up here, and where this day ended, way down here. Which one is going to be? For example, right? It could be this day, which can be good, or cannot be not bad, or can be not bad. But if it's this one, okay, that's another thing. Right now, what I am interested in seeing is if the market can get out of yesterday's range during a period. Okay, this is history now. We have another weak level yesterday. Oh, and let's talk about yesterday. This trade took long. This was painful, man. The potential destination of this movement was 5,200. That was this. The ultimate destination was around this area, right? But which it reached, right? But it took long. I couldn't hold all the way down to here. I guess what I did is close somewhere in here. Okay, but that's history. If there is change in this market, if there is a strength in the movement to the upside, what we will see here is the market getting out of yesterday's range during a period. Okay, and that thing, the market has the reason, the market has everything to do that. This is a non-excess high. We have a gap here. There's nothing up here. Inventory is super short, right? It has everything. Everything is there to do that. Right? But it seems like it's not going to do it. Right? But at least it's not going to do it in a period. So far, value is higher. What I'm trying to understand now and trying to figure out is what the market is doing. Right? Is market going higher? The market going lower? Next thing, is a rotational day. It's sideways trading maybe. If a market is going higher or lower, it is possible that this is a trend day to the upside, trend day to the downside. Okay. The next thing is who is behind. Who is behind that movement? Who is behind the movement? The third thing is, for me at least, this is how I do things, right? Do I want to be part of that? If I want to be part of that, the ultimate thing, the last thing I try to figure out is where I can get, what can I do when this, how do I get in? How do I measure risk? How do I measure my risk here? I don't have anything right now, to be honest. I don't have anything here. Look at where the market closed yesterday. This low slide there. Unchanged. Settle. This is the official. This is the official settle. This is given by CME. Right? And every trading platform, more or less have their own. But this is the official. Window Trader has it here. This is right there, for example, right? This low, right there. Just make this low, this questionable. We have this one as well from yesterday. And inventory, remember, inventory is super short. Super short. Look at this. And if you check NASDAQ, it's crazy short. NASDAQ is crazy short. Right now, the selling is coming from last in NASDAQ. But NASDAQ, compared to the S&P, to the ES here, NASDAQ is still inside value area. I know these are two different markets now. Let's see if this high is corrected here. Now the next thing is the market accepting the highs above this? Right now we are very close, the market's getting closer to get out of balance. Look at the difference in volume. Man, this is, whatever was happening seems like it's winding down now. How much is that? That is like 35%. Let me check. I'm going to check Jim Dalton's website. 37.62%. Kind of close. Now, once you start to watch these things over and over, you're kind of like get an idea how much it's going to be. I have this chart here as a panoramic, and then a zoom in chart in my other screen, in the main screen. I am not watching them actually that close. And this also is a bias, right? Okay, I have kind of like beforehand decided not to do anything now. That's also because, and why I decided that, because I think that there is going to be a lot of chop here. Also rotation was also high. So I decided beforehand, to sit out, to be in the silence here, just watching. Now, from this, look at what this volume is. Really low, 5,000, 2,000. No, but once market catches remember the momentum was to the upside, right? Remember how these traders were buying the dips and moving the market higher, It was painful to watch many times, right? With low volume, when market had volume, when market has low volume, market has good also keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay? But we may have passed that time. I am not sure about this, right? But there could be a switch here, Traders instead selling rallies instead of buying dips. Don't know. I'm going to move my toss charts to the side, to the main screen, so I can have this. So I can leave this on the, for the stream. It's a little bit zoom out here. Now let's check this summary. Look at, did you see something here? Do you see this high? Kind of like at the center, 50% of this gap, right? Roughly 50%. This is unbelievable, man. You can, this is crazy how these things can work. If I take this gap here, how much do you have here? 53.05, 53.05. 50. Come on, man, really? 53.05, 53, 5,305.5, right there, 55%, 50% of the gap. I'm like, oh gosh. Who does that, right? Who does that? Now you have a gap, you have a low, you have a high, cut it, cut it in two, cut it in half, measure, boom, sell. Right? That's very mechanical. That's very mechanical selling from there. But that's again, that's the overnight. I still have my distributions close, my overnight distribution close from the previous day. Here. In the same way, how at the time the height, the opening height was at last or somewhere around, close to this area, was weakening this high, which by the way is history now. Right? What this high is doing is weakening this one. Very low odds that this is going to stay. High odds that this is going to be taken. Now the market is out of balance. Value is moving higher. Next thing here is overnight high, which, I mean, with the potential destination for the market closing the gap. Okay. Before that, I will consider this thing here. Oh, what the heck? This one here. I will this 53.21. Well, I will check what happens here. Ooh, look at this. This is a good short here. One. But usually markets come back to check this one. If it doesn't, pay attention to the next period. Market is one time frame higher. Now, is this going to be a trend day? Remember, opening inside previous period increases the odds, chop, and rotation. But these are just odds. Something else, something I always watching. I'll be checking my charts. Look at the volume we have. Volume increasing, market goes lower, and volume goes higher. What are the odds here, right? Having something like this? If this form, if the range forms here, this, my friends, short cover. If there's no upside extension here, this will be weakening the market action. Right now, traders are doing what they did yesterday. I think even they are using the same reference as yesterday. Can you see? This one here. Selling right from this high. This would be the closing of the distribution. This isn't the daily time frame, okay? They are using the same thing. Distribution is close here. Selling for the upper side of this distribution. I expect some rotation here, some chop. I don't think this is a daily. It seems like it's not a high of the day. We may have seen the low of the day. there are 70-80% chances that we have seen that the low or high that they are made or have been made during the first hour. I am keeping this. Look, and oh, this is not bad, man. 500,000. This is not bad. Let me record that. $539, $711. It's not bad. Wow. This is history now. No, this is just a reference. Any other reference. This is still important for today's trade. Still short covering here. Coming from half, but did you see? Did you see where this low? Market came back right to half back and started to buy from here. It's also another thing that reinforces this is half back. This is also a high. Very mechanical trade here. There were some. I was checking the 5250 puts here. When the market repelled that FG from yesterday, when yesterday's high, I opened those 5250 because I want to watch it. They went down almost all the way down to, when I saw was 12. It get almost 16. It's not bad, right? It is the same action as yesterday. Identical to yesterday. But the context is different. Remember that thing. The context is very different from yesterday. That million contracts that we have in the overnight yesterday were all to the downside. Now, most of that inventory is out. It has been rebalanced. We have 500,000 today. Okay, we have 500,000 today. But look at this. Most of this has been rebalanced when the market opened down here. But regardless, the action, what's happening now, is almost identical to what happened yesterday. Can you see? Can you see that? Or did you notice that? Right? Same traders here. Same type of trading here. Nasdaq is also fighting its way back and forth from yesterday's value. I haven't been following Nasdaq yesterday. I was just checking the ES mostly. This movement and also the movement that we have here in the overnight kind of like took all of this inventory, right? Most of the overnight. You remember we were talking in the morning that down to here, this part of the weekend profile, overnight profile, at the time we have 160,000, this area. And I believe this part could very well have dealt with most of this, most of us remain here. Right? So now there is none. And most of the short overnight traders that came from the weekend, I think that all of them are gone now. That's my take here. I am itching, man. I am itching to take a short here. Oh, man, that's the thing, right? You got these emotions. Yeah, that's part of trading. But what the market needs to do? Right now, the market is market is moving higher. 2/3 of the second period is in the upper side of B, right? It's in the upper side. It's not at the center. It's not in the lower part. It's not in the lower half. It's in the upper half and very close to the high. And we still have 1/3 to go. Did you see how the market stopping its tracks there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's a lot of back and forth around yesterday's high there. Lots of buying from yesterday's high. Lots of buying from B held back as well. Also buying from A high there. There's nothing short here. Inventory is very short. Remember, overall inventory is very short. Now they're making another attempt to take this hard back here. Trying to get past this high. Let's see if C is bought from yesterday's high. But I don't want to see if you got a long, if you're playing a long here, I don't want to see the market coming back inside yesterday's range. Right now the market's out of balance. Getting out of balance, potentially looking to close the gap. So why you want to short this market, for example? Why you want to short if you are seeing the market going higher? Right? That's a counterintuitive part of the business. Why you want to short if you see the market going higher? Where the selling or the buying is coming from is another thing, right? It's coming right from yesterday's high, right from A high, and right from B held back, right? It was B held back at the time. They are buying from yesterday's high. They're not buying the dips here. Traders that are used to buy the dips here. Just watch out, right? Watch out if the market gets back inside yesterday's range and it goes down to this area, you know, it could target this area here. Possibly this area. Maybe we want to stop around this area here. If okay. There's always conditionals here. But the market right now is what the market is doing. The market is going higher. Right? Regardless of what's happening, you can see the market is going higher. If C opens inside B, and if it doesn't take B low, it will still be going higher. The market come back all the way down to here and still be going higher. It's a lot of the buying that's coming from this high here. Very mechanical trade, man. Very mechanical trade here. All right, it is 10:28. Unless you have any questions, I will be calling a day. I wish you a good rest of the day, a good trading day, and stay safe, my friends. Well, less than 2 minutes to For the next period, let's see what we have here. I'm interested in seeing if we may have a trending day. How far can it get from yesterday's high? Okay, I don't want it to get, remember, I don't want it to open any inside. If you're long, you don't want this market to go inside. If you're short, you don't want it to go outside. No, the odds of rotation were high. Rotation and chop were high today. It's coming back. Now let's see if it comes back all the way down to here. It was held back at the time. Right now, held back is up here. It's coming right to held back. Current period held back. But look at that, man. Look at that. All right. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. See you tomorrow. Bye.